So thank you, everybody. Thanks all the participants and those who are here in our platform, and welcome to everybody. Today is a very, very special session with Dr. Ashwani Pant. So I hand over to Dr. Pant, and before that, Dr. Kanur, who is coordinating this program. Dr. Kanur.
Good evening, sir, and I welcome our honorable Chancellor, sir, okay, Dr. Ganguly, and also Dr. Roger Hansel, sir, to this session, and also all our colleagues, okay, and the main is the speaker, Dr. Ashwani Pant, to today's session. A hearty welcome to today's session. Thank you, and please start, okay.
Thank you, sir. First of all, my gratitude to Dr. Rajesh Kunur, sir, and Professor Bob Ganguly for inviting me for this session. And before I start with my session and the topic, I would like to introduce myself. Myself, Dr. Ashwani Pant. I am working as assistant professor in School of Law in MIT World Peace University, Pune. And before that, I have a working experience of 13 years with MIT University, Noida. And my research area basically is on environment and sustainability. And with my research area only, I have taken up the topic of today's session, that is sustainable development goals and global peace, an Indian approach, an Indian perspective there, how they are linked up. And I'll try my best, whatever I have learned through my these years and my research on that part, that how sustainable development goals that has come up at later stage, and how global peace, which was already there in India from the beginning of our civilized society, so how they are connected and what is Indian perspective with regard to global peace. To start with, I'll share my PPT. Can you allow me to share PPT, sir?
How to allow?
Anandya?
Hello.
Yeah, please. I'm just giving you the admin. Yeah, you may now share your PPT.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes, yes. Yes, it is visible. You make it as a slide share fully.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Recording in progress.
In text, that is the citation that we are looking about here. So you should cite work of any individual whose idea, theories, or research.
There's some problem with complete slide sharing.
Okay, okay. Then you do like this only.
Just a minute.
Otherwise, so once you take out that one, means maybe it is stuck.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dr. Ashiri. So you can show the slide and you can explain
Yes,
just every this is better. Then it will be better, much better.
right. So my topic for today's session,
Okay. Yes.
is Sustainable Development Goals and Global Peace, an Indian approach. So to start with, what will be my point of discussion, that I will be introducing that how uh, this topic is all about, what is the connection of SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, and global peace, how they are connected, and how our society from the past has changed over the period of time, and what the need of Sustainable Development Goals that has come up there in post Rio Declaration. And in 2015, when we adopted these Sustainable Development Goals, how they have come forth as certain standards that are required to be followed by each and every nation state. And one of the indicator and 17 goals that were part of that Sustainable Development Goals, one of the indicator, one of the important goal that has been included there as a part of this was global peace and institution, goal number 16. So my whole presentation will be on to introducing the topic, then what is the concept of Sustainable Development Goals, and how Sustainable Development Goals and global peace are connected with each other. And the next thing which will be there, that how peace and conflict and SDG that are there in India, what is the Indian perspective to deal with SDG and peace and conflict out there. And the next point that I'll be discussing with you, that is what are the issues, concern, and prospects when we deal with both the topics, SDG as well as global peace, when we talk about. And then I'll conclude. So to start with, I will start with one of the important sloka. From this sloka I have taken up this sloka from Vrihadaranyaka Upanishad, where it says, Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhave. So this is basically this sloka, and the last point of this sloka is Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Shanti word has come up thrice. What does this mean? What is the meaning of this particular shloka, and how this particular shloka is having a relevance with regard to global peace? May everybody be happy. You see, this is the starting when the sources of laws what we are having, Shruti, Smriti, Puranas, Vedic scriptures what we are having in India, it is coming from there. And it is talking about that happiness to be given to each and everybody. We are we are praying to the God that happiness should prevail with everybody. May everybody be happy. May everybody be free from diseases. Sarve santu, sarves bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya. Niramaya means the free from disease. And may everybody have a good luck. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. So everybody should have that good luck. Good luck should prevail with each and everybody. And may none fall on evil day. So, and at the last, we are also praising that the person should not fall into evil days. And at last, the thrice thing, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, that is talking about why these three words, Shanti, has been used thrice. The meaning is Shanti, the peace is, first of all, the peace should be within you, then outside, and globally. That's why most of the slokas that if we read out Indian scripture, most of the scriptures, wherever most of the slokas that ends up with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, that which is talking about uh, dispersal of peace within, outside, and global. And we have seen this thing that we are the follower of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It was 11th of September 1893 when Swami Vivekananda, he spoke in World Parliament of Religion in Chicago, and in which he introduced Hindu philosophy to Americans, and said that for for religious tolerance and to fanaticism, only way that he said that what is the only way that how can we go ahead and how can we see and how can we tackle religious tolerance? It is the only way he said, the union of science and religion and spirituality. It is the union of science, religion, and spirituality alone will bring harmony and peace to the mankind. It was talking about that how to bring peace to the mankind. So that SDGs were not at all at that time. It was all the philosophy that we were having from Vedic scriptures and all. So moving further, for centuries we have seen that India has been a land of various civilization, and various people from other civilization has traveled to India, and we have borrowed, and we have seen that various culture, tradition, custom has been in India. So Hindus were in the beginning up to 11th century, Hindus were there, but then after Tughlaqs, Afghans, and Mughals they came, then Britishers came. So we have been prone to many religious culture tradition and customs, and we have accepted it. And our religion has always preached this thing that a harmony is required to be. Harmony is to be a balance. Harmony is required to be balanced. And in the contemporary times also we have seen this thing, that peace has always been there, that has been traveled from one generation to the other in India. So it is all the conflictions that has arisen over the period of time there because of affiliations, ideological factors, and caste factors that has led to confliction in the society, communities, and globally. What we have seen in the last year, peace, the whole world peace has been disturbed because of the fight or the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. So it has disturbed, although the fight or confliction is going on in one area, but it has disturbed the whole arena or the whole world. So peace and harmony is basically, these are undisputable things that cannot be separated from a civilized life, a civilized society. And these are two important essential purposes that we require, and for percolating equity, cooperation, trust, and to build up an sustainable environment for living for future. So, what we require and why we require peace, there are many reasons for requirement of peace there. That we require, we have to avert hostilities and violence. We prefer virtue and most sought after its very nature. We ensure social and economic justice to each and everybody. It also fosters the relationship between man and communities as well, and between the states also. So we require peace for building up in harmony and making an environment sustainable for living from one generation to the other. And that should be percolated and this should travel from one generation to the other. Then only we can say that, yes, peace is there, or peace is what is the essence of the peace that is there. That will be beneficial for the mankind. This is just a summary with regard to what all different types of sustainable development goals. Now, moving ahead with the connectivity with regard to my topic, sustainable development goals. What is the basic concept of sustainable development goals? Why they have come up? at world at large, when we talk about Sustainable Development Goals, has been designed in the post 20 plus Rio Declaration. It is the resultant of 20 plus declaration there, 20 plus Rio Declaration. And Rio Declaration that came up to world at large, at world platform there, that has come up in 1992. And there were certain agendas and there were certain objectives with which Rio Declaration was there. And one of the main agenda that was included and preferred there as a part of that was sustainable development. Although sustainable development was one of the principles that was propounded through Rio Declaration, because it was Brundtland Commission in 1987 that has come up, through which we see that talks about that we should have a specific provision, or we should have a specific principle of sustainable development goals, where we talk about equity that is required to be transferred from one generation to the other, be it anything. It's equity in all respect that is required to travel from. Then at the end of 20 years from, it was 2012, the outcome of 20 plus Rio Declaration, when the World Conference took place, that has resulted into framing of these sustainable development goals. Although before that, in 2000, United Nations Environmental Program, they have come up with Millennium Development Goals there. But those Millennium Development Goals basically were for 15 years, from 2000 to 2015. But when we see that this agenda of Sustainable Development Goals has come up, are more broader as we compare, if we compare them with Millennium Development Goals there. And these Sustainable Development Goals, they have been designed in such a way that which percolates and which gives us a uniform development throughout in each and every field. And these development goals have been designed and fixed for the humanities to-do list, that what humanity or what human beings or what the community or what the people have to do. It's a to-do list that in next 15 years, from 2015 to 2030, what we are required to do. A to-do list has been prepared there globally. Globally, a to-do list has been prepared so that the development remains uniform throughout. And we should come up with a sustainable planet, a clear roadmap for a better future. And it is all because of the complexities that we have seen in the past, be it war, violence, terrorism, be it environment, be it other social factors like poverty, population, health, education. So when we see all these sustainable development goals there, we can see that all these goals have been, they are there focusing on one or the other social, economic, or environmental aspects that has been dealt with all these sustainable development goals there. And one more important aspect that has been added through sustainable development goal is to revive and to preserve our culture as well. To revive and to review and to preserve our culture and cultural diversity, that what the nation states are having. So all the aspects of sustainable development goal, whether it is social, economic, so the world at large, the nation states, they have tried to make a balance that every factors that are affecting the actual human development, that should be targeted. And this particular target that is there, that are number in 17 sustainable development goals have been identified, and in with regard to each and every sustainable development goal, there are 12 to 13 targets that has been fixed there. With each and every goal, we can, in total, there are 169 targets that has been fixed for 17 goals. And apart from that, in each and every target, there are few indicators that how we fulfill, how we implement all these things. And when we talk about the implementation of these sustainable development goals there, it has been said that when we talk about implementation and proper implementation of these goals, there are two stakeholders specifically. One is the state, and the other is non-state. State includes the organization which are working at global level, and then at national level and state level, and then local level. So they are the state who are actually implementing these goals there for uniform policy to be adopted there. Apart from them, there are non-state stakeholders as well who have been given a charge for implementation of all these goals, which includes the NGOs, non-governmental organizations, corporation bodies, as well as citizens, civil society members. So it has been said that it is the duty not only of the state to work for all these sustainable development goals, but also all citizens who are part of the state, they are also under a duty to abide by these goals and to work for attaining these targets, to attain the indicators that has been there, that whether it has been fulfilled or not. Now, moving ahead specifically to goal number 16, it talks about peace, justice, and strong institutions. There are specifically 10 targets that has been fixed under this goal. And apart from those targets, specific implementations has also been there. We see that why it matters, why a specific goal has been fixed there as a part of sustainable development goals there. The rationale behind, or the jurisprudence behind making or keeping peace, justice, and strong institutions there, who will be tirelessly working for the people and to provide them justice. So the main aim is to promote peaceful and inclusive societies. And an inclusive society, we can attain an inclusive society only when we are at peace within ourselves, or the community is also at peace. There is no confliction. Basic purpose of putting up this specific goal is that at all level, whether at non-stakeholders or stakeholders there, non-stakeholders like citizens or other stakeholders there, who are at a point, they should work for access to justice and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions for at all levels to provide justice and to promote peace and harmony in the society. So the main achievement, the main purpose is to have a just and inclusive society. Even if we are having a cultural diversity, even then we should, under an harmony, should develop peace. So these goals are basically for the purpose of to achieving sustainable development goals, and people everywhere, they are free to fear from all form of violence, and they have to go whatever life they want to live with dignity, they can live. So under sustainable development goals, what needs to be addressed? What has been addressed out there? The addressing point, if we talk about to achieve peace, justice, and inclusive society there, all government, it is the duty of all government that we should have proper laws, and we should provide freedom to individuals. There should be participation of individuals there in lawmaking, as well as in peace building and harmony. They should contribute towards the development of peace and harmony. That's why a specific goal has been fixed there under section this goal number 16, that to resolve disputes and to percolate peace and harmony at all level, whether it is local, national, or global. So these targets are not only being given at national level, but these targets are given there at all level. So how these goals apply to me wherever I am living? It is basically the three foundation of the peaceful societies, including homicide, trafficking, and other crimes that are being committed there, that are there in each and every country. So human rights violations are always everywhere. So to promote or to avert such type of situation there, this specific goal has been there. And violence at all level is required to be averted. And lack of justice, lack of access to justice means confliction remains unresolved, and people will always be in confliction, and there will be no resolution to what we see, and peace and harmony will never be there, because when conflictions are not resolved, there will be no peace and harmony. So to exclude and to discriminate people from those people from violating human rights and other presidents, and to avoid the situation of confliction and violence there, this particular specific goal has been included there. Coming to my next point of discussion, that is there, that what is the connection of SDG and global peace? Is it what is the connection? The connection basically is that it promotes peaceful and inclusive society for sustainable development. The main purpose of this particular goal, to provide access to it. And it also provides a compassion and a strong moral compass, which is essential for every democratic society. Where we talk about persecutions, injustice, and abuse that still run throughout all countries, all civilizations there. So we must build up, we must ensure that we have a strong institution and we have global standards of justice and commitment to peace everywhere. So that's why this particular goal has been fixed there as a part of sustainable development goals, that each and every nation state is expected to build up strong institutions who are there to build up or to percolate peace and harmony throughout. So you can see the numbers that I have written down there, that what are the targets specifically that has been mentioned out there, with specifically with regard to goal number 16. Target one of the target which is there, that to reduce violence everywhere. One of the target which will promote peace, justice, and strong institutions, development of strong institutions there. To reduce violence everywhere, to promote children from abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and violence, to promote rule of law and ensure the equal access to justice, to combat organized crime and illicit financial and armed flow, sustainably reduce corruption there, develop effective and accountable institutions there. These are some of the targets that has been fixed, that which will ensure instead that peace, harmony, and justice is being provided, to ensure responsive, inclusive, and representative decision making that includes that inclusion or a participation of people also in decision making. so that it will be more transparent and inclusive decision making. Strengthening the participation in global governance, people's participation there, and provide universal legal identity to each and every. That's why the Indian government has also launched that protects UID. We have uniform identity of Aadhaar card and all. So ensure public service access to information and protect fundamental freedom. This is one of the way of implementation of these targets. How to ensure these targets to be there. So to ensure public access to the information and protect fundamental freedoms, strengthening the national institutions and combating terrorism and crime, and promoting and ensuring non-discrimination policies and all. So these are certain ways through which we can go ahead with implementation of this goal number 16, globally, nationally, and at local level. So the basic connection that is there to this, that the goal number 16 has got indicators, and indicators has been again been connected with certain implementation clauses that how to ensure that. So when we talk about the Indian perspective there, we have legacy of ideas of peace. As in the starting also I told you, I chanted that sloka, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. So that is one of the legacy. And peace has its own significance in India from the beginning. It's not a new concept to Indian perspective. It's not a new concept. It has always been from the beginning. It is a part of Vedic structures like Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, and later on that has been developed by saints, that has been percolated through new religions that has come out of Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. So Vedic perspective has always been there, which talks about peace at all levels. Which talks about peace at all levels. And the Vedic perspective, if you see, from the beginning of Vedas, one of the example which I already gave you, and Swami Vivekananda, who thoroughly who have percolated his ideas through speeches, he has spread Hinduism only, and what he has spread and through his lectures, delivers, and the thing is that was nothing new. That was nothing new. That was already written down, but he gave a new thing. He allowed, and he accepted, and he percolated to the people who have forgotten those things. When Britishers have already, or when foreign intruders have come up and they have intruded India, and we have forgotten our culture. So he tried to revive all those things. Just the human desire also. But you see, in the race of development, in the post-Renaissance period also we see, and we have seen industrialization, and we have seen in Western countries, we have seen industrialization, and post we have seen 2 world wars, devastating world war, that has disturbed the whole peace, world peace. And we have saints like Kabir, Tulsidas. They have also talked about peace and harmony. And Kabir, who is well-known saint in India, who is a figure who has spread peace and harmony in the society through his poems, through his chandas, through his sayings there. So, and this has been spread through Jainism as well as Buddhism also. So the thing which in India, what we are looking in the contemporary world to sustainable development goals and the targets that have been set out there, it was already there in Indian context out there. And what we have seen is we have forgotten it. We have forgotten it in the race, or suppression has been there to those things. Otherwise, peace and the sustainable development, the aspect of, if I just give you an example there, if Hinduism has been there, that which talks about worshipping trees as well. Worshipping of trees has always been there as a part of Hindu philosophy, Hindu religion there. We used to, so taking care of not only of human being, but those plants and animals as well. That has been a part of Hindu philosophy from the beginning. So it's not a new concept for Indian perspective, or if we talk about Indian approach and Indian perspective there, sustainable development goal and global peace has never been a new thing. But because we are following the legal system that we have borrowed from foreign. That's why we are under the thing that, yes, we are following it now as well. So what is need? What is there? There is a need that to revive those and to recognize and to reform those things, or to recognize them again and to showcase to the whole world that yes, these things are already there in India, and the social structure that has suppressed the things, and there has been a peace movements and family and community. That is already the aspect of peace has already been there in Indian context out there. We have followed. So there are certain issues, concern, and prospects with regard to global peace there. We have seen incidents of conflicts at regional level, how poverty and things have remained as an obstacle. How poverty and illiteracy have been, it has always been, now still you see sustainable development goals also talks about elimination of poverty. That is one of the important goals. And talk about quality education and also literacy, to develop literacy thing. So that has always been one of the issue of global peace that is there, that one of the hurdle is poverty and illiteracy that have remained an obstacle to peace in region, and how the nation in the region, they have perceived this issue. It depends upon nation to nation. And the important distinction that is there between ethnic conflict and violence, that has a dominant feature of ethnic conflicts and the strategies adopted by the state in addressing those issues. So these are some certain concerns, and we have seen that how global peace has been disturbed many a times when there has been wars in Gulf and in South Asia, and we have seen the world wars. So that has always been that the scientific innovation and technology has also led to this thing. And violence and extremism has also changed its form and the reasons, solution from in the contemporary world from not in one form. They have not remained in one form. They have changed its version. And the concept and importance also has changed from over the period of time. So these are some issues, concern, and prospects that are there with regard to that, what we should do to promote and to stabilize peace within us, within the community, and at global. So to conclude, what we can do? We as an individual, as I told you, that in promoting sustainable development goals, we as a part of civil society should also participate in promoting global peace. You should take genuine interest in what your government is doing. We should raise awareness in our community about the realities of the violence and importance of peaceful and just society, and to identify how you can pursue the SDGs in your daily life. We should exercise our right to hold your elected officials to accountable. We should make them accountable. Then only, when conflicts are not there, then only it will lead to. We should exercise our right to freedom of information and share our opinion with your elected representative. And at the same time, we should be part of a change to promote inclusive society. And inclusive society, we cannot imagine an inclusive society without respecting towards the other person. We have to respect, we have to have an harmony between all people belonging to different religion, ethnic origin, gender, sexual orientation, all different opinions. Then only we can improve the condition for life and dignity for all. So this is all about my view and my point with regard to the topic that of the session, that how and what is the connection basically that is there between sustainable development goals and how it has been there to promote global peace, and what is the Indian perspective with regard to that, and what we can do. These are some suggestions from my side. And once again, I would like to thank Sir for inviting me for this session. And whatever I have learned through my research and whatever I have learned through my years, I have tried to explain, and I have tried to mug up the present before you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay. We are very grateful to you for your excellent session. Now the floor is open for an open discussion. Okay. If anybody is having any doubt, or if you want to clarify, you can raise the question.
Roger, your mic is mute. Is a mute. You have to unmute.
Yes, sir. I unmuted, sir. I told you that we are very thankful to Dr. Ashwani Pant for his excellent
that's right.
session. Okay.
Excellent,
course,
excellent
He has
session.
given a very
There are
comprehensive and holistic view of an peace, and
holistic way.
collaborated with an SDG. Okay. And noted that and how we can bring it. Okay. Very excellent. Very nice. Okay. Now the floor is open for a discussion.
Hello. Hello. Anindo. Hello. Hello,
Yeah.
Anindo.
Yeah,
Anindo, can you unmute the Rogers, Professor Hansel's microphone?
I can request Roger to unmute, but
Well, Roger has an eyesight problem, I told you, right?
yeah,
If he can unmute everybody, so no problem. Roger wants to say something. You can unmute everyone from there.
I had placed a request to Roger. Please, Roger, can you just click on the screen? Yeah. Roger, can you please click on the screen where I had placed a request for unmute? Roger, can you please click on the screen where I had placed a request for unmute? Click on the
Actually, Roger has a problem in the eyesight problem. The reason I'm telling you.
I know that, but from my side, it is not possible to unmute any person. It can be muted only. Yeah,
Okay, let's see.
I can only place a request to any person for unmute.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can
That's
hear,
what-
sir. We can hear.
Yes.
yeah.
A most profound discussion and a great presentation. I am reminded of the Cold War when the failure to communicate across the divide prevented, one of the words you used was accountability. You cannot develop understanding unless you communicate. And within the world as it stands at the moment, we've had a breakdown in communication, and that has to be overcome. So that's an immediate thought. The long-term approaches suggested in your presentation are quite wonderful. I'm going to have to spend another couple of hours going over the presentation to fully develop my responses. And it's quite wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for words.
Yeah. Dr. Pant, so my suggestion is that, so because your slide and the presentation is ready, so you can write the article for our Journal of Environmental Peace. So it will be published. And so all the interested personalities, they can read the article
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
And yeah, because if you can kindly send it to me or Dr. Kanu, send to me or Dr. Kanu, he can forward, and then we will publish at our journal.
Sure, sir.
So
Sir,
Sure.
we'll put that. Right? That will be
Very
great.
nice
It will be a
presentation
very
and
good
very nice,
scientific
sir.
article. Very good scientific article. So that
Thank you.
what I understand, and this is very important, what you said, that this is very necessary. What is a very good topic you're saying.
Thank you, sir.
I can
for
see
your-
Thank you. I can see Dr. Piali Chatterjee. So can you introduce, please?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good
Hello?
evening, Kali.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. we can
I am
hear.
a law faculty and I am also from India. Currently, I am working as an assistant professor, ICFI University, Raipur.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I really want to say congratulations to Ashwani sir that he has done very well presentation. And even I would like to add something relating to sustainable this development along with peace. Because in one of the research, it has been there is a comment in that research that by 2050, if we fail to develop or if we fail to attain the sustainable goal, in that case, the world may face another World War III. And the main reason for the World War III will be the crisis of drinking water. Just now, the Ashwani sir says that the entire SDG is interconnected to each other. It's true actually, because whenever we say about sustainable development goal, we cannot achieve only one single goal by thinking about that. We have to check the entire goal because all these 17 goals are interlinked with each other. And the main point is that if you really want to attain the sustainable development, in that case, the priority for entire world will be that one has to control the population. That is the main reason behind entire problem. Whether it's poverty, whether it's environment pollution, whether it's anything. But if the population is controlled, then the sustainable development goal will also be achieved. So the first priority should that we have to control our population. That should be the main goal, because if we able to control it, then in the same parallel way we will be able to control the other sustainable, or else we have to ready to face the World War III, which we won't ever think about it. because no one of us want war. We want peace. We want love and we want humanity. That is the main thing which we all want. So thank you, sir. This was my view relating to this subject, because I am also not familiar to environment law. My specialty is something different. But what I heard, in that I have put my view.
Wonderful, Dr. Chatterjee. So that we can request you to do a kind of presentation. So maybe by couple of weeks, if you can kindly send your full CV to us, then accordingly, Dr. Kanur is there. So he is he will make
Sure,
the
sir,
what is the
sure.
theme,
Sure, sir.
and you can come and you can talk about a kind of interesting topic and your work based on the environmental piece, what so we can achieve the goal, your suggestion and ideas. And later on, please write a detailed scholarly article for our Journal of Environmental Peace, so it will be published.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I will, sir.
Yes. So, Dr. Kanu, so please take care of your
Okay, sir.
consent.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Is there any other personalities are there? So those who want to, they have some questions so that they can talk on that. Yeah, Roger, do you want to say something more about that?
Yes. I'd like to add a comment to the young lady who suggests that our population control is the root of our problems. I have to add a word of agreement. And I'm reminded that 100 years ago, the word used was Lebensraum. That is, people need room to live. And it was used by the guy who then took other people's lands. We're seeing the same development of aggressive tendencies at the present time. And somehow we need to control that. And I was surprised to find that in northern India, there is a state in which, until very recently, the population was approaching stability. And it turns out that men do not have a vote in that state. And the houses are owned by the youngest woman in the family. And the maternal uncle defends the house. So you have a society of warriors, and it's run by the women. And the government is run by the women. But in that society, population is controlled by the women owning the houses and having the decision about how big their family should be. So maybe that's something that the whole world should try. Give the control of family size to the women and try and get the men to cool down a little. That's it. So I'm agreeing with your concept and suggesting one little method that could be used.
Yeah. You're talking, Roger, Professor Hansel, you're talking about the state of the Manipur?
Sir, here I would like to add something, because
Sure.
basically I am also from Northeast. Northeast, I am very much familiar with this tribal culture of Northeast. So what you say, there is a culture of tribal people of Northeast, where basically the women, they are the breadwinner of the family. Because male, they used to take care of the children, they used to stay in the house. And in most of the tribals in Northeast, the women, they used to go out for cultivation, for collecting woods from the forest. The entire day, they used to work hard for their family. It's a system there. And one more
Yes.
thing is that if you go to Assam, there is one
Assam.
tribe called Boro Kasari. In their custom, it's after marriage, the lady will stay in her house. The boy has to come to the this lady's house to stay. So it's a custom there. But the thing is that in North India or in Central India, West, South, you will not find this custom. You will find this customary practice only in some part of the Northeast, in tribal community. And that is the reason you will not find this dowry matter in the tribal sector.
It's matriarchy that is being followed there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Matriarchy is more.
Matriarchy that is being.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Usually, we will also say that on Matra Devo Bhava, but we will not practice it. It is in South India, and
Yes.
this one is mostly paternity is more important. Okay, but of course
Patriarchy.
in Northeast, especially in I think some of the aspects of an Assam and Meghalaya, okay, they are practicing. The boy goes to girl's house, and there they will choose.
It's in
And
Assam, sir, only Assam, sir.
Assam.
It's only in Assam,
Assam.
sir. Yeah.
Assam. Yes. So thank you very much for your comments, and I personally request you to send your CV, and also that you start thinking to write an article at that time. So maybe the next by couple of, we'll let you know. So you please appear right time to give a main speaker, and then we can work it out.
Sure, sir. I will.
Thank you
you, sir.
very much. So thanks again, Professor Pant, so that to participate and give your excellent presentation here. And you please send an article, so it will be published at your
Sure,
name.
sure. Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you.